Hi, that's a short demo of the Luminaire Player, which is part of the Luminaire VJ toolset for Unreal Engine 4. And this part of the toolset is what you would take on stage for a live performance. So you build a map in the Unreal Engine editor and use the Luminaire toolset for that. And then you can just package that in that one application and you can use that on stage. So what we see here is a demo user interface that we made to show the possibilities of the toolset. What you see here is basically all actors that we want to control in the map. The leftmost are the actors, and then beneath that you always have components. There are different kinds of components. They animate certain properties of the actors. I will show that later, and you can turn them on and off here by clicking on those buttons here. You also see some letters here. That means they have keyboard shortcuts, so you can group that by shortcuts. You can also do that via MIDI, or you can also use cinematics to drive that animation, of course. So it's pretty easy to make some music videos where you just load up a sound and then animate that in cinematics and render it out. But here we have the live case, and what's important for that is also the control panel here. Here you can see the BPM sync, so I can hit play here and it will start playing. At the moment everything is synced to 140 BPM. All that animation drivers here, they are all usually, I take one to show that here, those little sparks here, they're all timed in beats. So those sparks here take one beat to go from the inside to the outside. And if I change that to 4 beats, you see it's a lot slower. I change it back now, and now if I use this tap feature, for instance, to change the beats, I make it really slow. So now it's 68. You see everything is a lot slower. When I change that to 140, then it's faster again. An exception to that are those equalizers here. They are reacting to some audio that is not hearable at the moment because I just simply wanted to mute it for recording. But yeah, they are reacting live, so they're just reacting to the music. So, what kind of animations do we have here? So I have picked some of those actors to show that. So here, for instance, I disable some of those that I don't need here. So I call those beat sparks. So that fade in, fade out, that's simply a material property that's fading out within 1 beat. So I use that to just slowly hide and fade in that thing. Then there is a color gradient. That's maybe make it more visible. If I change that to 1, it should be faster. You see the color cycling through, and I can stop that by disabling that feature. So now it's stopped. And then that is a rotation component. When I disable that, yeah, it's not visible anymore because they are looking into that direction. If I enable it again, they rotate back in. And also scale. That's the original scale of the meshes that were used for that. But with that enabled, they get slightly smaller to the outside and get a little bit pointy. And then I have a movement, which is a sine wave movement. I don't know if if that's visible. So if I turn that off, no, that's not good. But I have another one for that. So here I have some tentacles, and those tentacles here, they also have this movement node, and if I disable that, they get straight lines. And so within 2 beats here, if I enable it again, they are in full sine movement. And yeah, that's it for the nodes. Maybe I show a few other interesting things that we have in that map. So this thing here, it's basically spline meshes on splines that are, as actors themselves, dragged across a circle spine themselves. So you can do kind of recursive stuff. Also, there is some fractals in the background that I can enable and disable, and just a ton of other different funny things that you can play around with. Yeah, that's it, and have a nice day.